everyone. I'm Sunny.
I'm Rachel.
And I'm Rox. And this is
Literature on the Rocks. I almost went.
Summary.
But we need something for a summary. We need summary.
We chumping it up.
We chumping it up.
Chomp. Chomp. Chomp.
Don't this book make you want to go
Chomp,
chomp,
chomp.
Go.
That's the song that we should be singing.
How's everyone doing today?
I'm a little miffed.
Why?
So I'm going to stand on my soapbox.
Okay, stand.
And this goes out to all the mothers out there. There's a friend of a friend. They were talking about their kiddo and how they might be undiagnosed with ADHD, autism, something. And this child is older now. They're a teen. But they're struggling remembering to do tasks and very clearly falling into a neurodivergent spectrum somewhere in one of these things. But they are terrified of taking them to get diagnosed because they would feel sad. And I thought that was just absolute bullshit.
Just like avoiding the issue because you don't want to deal with it, essentially.
Right, but
I don't want that label on my child, so I'm going to avoid doing it and potentially just keep watching him struggle.
Yeah. Why wouldn't you want your child to have the best, because that's not going away. You don't grow out of it.
No, to have the resources to be successful.
Right. Why wouldn't you want to try to make their life the best it could possibly be? Because they're almost to the point where they're going to be set free in the world. And we know the world is not kind. Mm-hmm. And they're not going to be forgiving. You're getting the workable knowledge about how to handle these situations in a way that makes sense for your brain to process it. Mm-hmm. So why wouldn't you want to go out of your way
to find those things and at least teach them?
Yeah. To try to help your child.
It's a very selfish thing that they're doing.
Yes.
Because it's very focused on themselves.
Well, first of all, I don't know if talking about it without someone who has experienced it is fair because we can't speak to that side of it. But I can understand not wanting this label on my child throughout school and trying to figure out what I can do to teach them how to cope, right? Outside of, I wouldn't. I don't think that I would. If I was put in that situation, I don't think I would do this. But I was afraid that putting a label on my child is going to hinder their ability to go through school normally or whatever that might look like. I would definitely, I would probably find creative ways to still find a solution.
I will say my oldest, and we found out through a series of things that it was just a maturity thing with her age, but she did have some issues, like behavioral issues in class before. And so we took her for ADHD testing and it ended up not being the case. And we've taken her after we found out that wasn't a thing. We took her to a therapist and we did all, I would rather us, and that was the whole goal, is for her to learn how to function.
Yeah.
And not be...
Well, you can't figure out the answers if you don't know what is the cause.
Right.
So doing the work to figure out what's going on with my kid, I think is definitely a very important first step and potentially harmful to the child if you don't take those steps, or at least hindering of the child.
Yeah.
I don't think there's a world in any scenario where there potentially could be an issue with my baby.
And I'm
ignoring it.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any world in that. And if I did, it would just be purely selfish.
Yeah.
And so even if not being in that situation and not experiencing and knowing how I'm sure difficult it is to fathom, right? Because nobody wants there to be an issue with your baby. You want your kid to be the healthiest, smartest, most talented baby around. Everybody wants that.
Yeah.
To have that situation, I'm sure it's difficult, but that just comes with the territory of being a parent and having to swallow
you
the
need
difficult
to advocate for your child.
Yeah, so I don't know if there's ever a world where I wouldn't do something about it. I would probably cry and whatever all the way to the doctor and have feelings. That I'd have to cope with and learn to deal with without my child knowing.
Your feelings aren't like...
Invalid?
I'm not saying they're not valid. I'm saying your feelings aren't selfish. Like, I don't want that.
Yeah.
You're more upset of
my kid's going to have a hard time. And
right.
I'm
I don't...
concerned for them.
Right. You want their life to be as easy and smooth as possible. So you know there's going to be...
challenges.
And you're not going to be there for all of them.
Yes.
So I could see that emotion being there.
Is
why wouldn't you want to take them to get all the things to be successful?
But then at the end of the day, you take them and then you take yourself to learn how to support them and guide them and give them, you also have to be a mechanism for coping for them, right? Because you're going to have them throughout this entire life. So I need to learn how to best give you the guidance and the tools and whatever so that you're successful. It might be hard for me to swallow, but I still have to do it.
Yeah, your want for them to succeed has to be bigger than the stigma of the label that you're attempting to put on them.
Yeah.
I think the part that I'm having a hard time with, I can't imagine a good mom in all senses of the word would ignore something like that without reason. Like, I feel like there's two sides to every story, right? I don't want to mom shame because I get it. Being a mom is hard, but also I understand the idea of like, I want what's best for that kid. And that kid seems to be.
I'm not doing it to shame on her. I just wish more people were. I think it stems from a lack of confidence in the person, but I wish more people advocated for their children.
Yeah.
I will
okay.
say that is a thing. Like,
yes. I don't want to mom shame. I agree. But I think that whatever she's dealing with is an internal thing and shouldn't have any bearing on her motherhood.
Right. I think my soapbox message is advocate for your damn children.
Totally.
Do the hard thing, whether it's a doctor's appointment or if it's at school or...
I guess I had a similar experience recently. I was being told like,
this isn't that big of a
it's
deal.
not that big of a deal, but clearly it was. And I had to do more. And I
surprising to
struggled
me-
with it because I genuinely was hurt by the fact that I was being kind of brushed off.
Yeah.
But being told that I was being excessive by the medical community. And it was disheartening for sure. But then at the end of the day, I had to just remind myself that this is what I pay for. This is what I'm supposed to do. If I'm going to go to the doctor every single day if I have to, if it means that it helps my kid, right?
Yeah.
Well, and that's crazy to me too. Cause like, okay, so my son, when he was young, he got a concussion and then we were in the hospital and that was a whole thing. But when he left the hospital, he left with some sort of sickness and we kept going to urgent care, emergency rooms, telling them like his cough is just not getting better. And we got treated similar. And I think it was the first time I realized I am going to have to fight this system to take care of my child. Like, he is not getting better. Something is wrong. He ended up having pneumonia. He was admitted to the hospital. Like, we could have fixed this had you given us something to handle his cough when I told you something was wrong. I never thought to question a doctor who said, it's going to be okay. It's fine. Why are you acting like this cough is the end of his world? Because it could have potentially been the end of his world.
Yeah, it developed into something that could have been. Maybe it wasn't initially.
Yeah.
But they needed to be more
But if
aware.
they
But you
just
were
took care of
refusing-
it at the
yeah.
beginning instead of refusing care.
Yes, you were refusing to give him anything because it's just a cough. He'll get through it. But this doesn't feel like just a cough. Like I know my baby inside and out better than you could ever. And I'm telling you, something is not right.
Yes.
And he's like, well, it might be asthma. You have asthma, right? Yeah, I did have asthma. You're right. Maybe it could be asthma. And you're doubting, like, am I making this into a thing?
But then
I shouldn't
if he
be
has
making it into a
asthma,
thing?
should he have some sort of inhaler at this age?
Yeah.
Or
no.
something.
They were like, he's
or
so
a
young
breathing
to be
treatment or something for him.
I hear you. Advocate for your kid because even if you do try and they tell you don't worry about it, if you know something's going on.
Right. That doctor's seeing them for 15 minutes, if that. So just advocate for them. That's all I'm saying. That's my soapbox here. I'm not mom shaming this mom. I'm just saying.
Right.
Yeah.
Get over yourself and advocate for your damn kid.
Yeah.
That's essentially what I had to do. I mean, I was kind of like hesitant, like, did I do the right thing? Do we really need to go? Am I overreacting? And then I was like, no, let's just go. And then I felt like shit after because I was still being told like, why are you here?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, all I cared about was making sure my kid got better. And ultimately she did, but me feeling like shit along the way.
Don't feel like shit. There is that term mama bear, and I'm decided I'm a mama orca, and I will eat a shark's liver for fun. So there we go.
Mama orca.
Mama orca, and I will eat your liver for fun.
I'm a mama eagle of the sky.
I'm a phoenix.
Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
That was a good
Valuable
TED Talk I could
discussion.
get behind.
Yes.
All right. Well, let's go ahead and jump into this book we're diving into. None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. Rox, hit us with an author bio.
Oh, yeah. Lisa Jewell was born in London, England, and is a best-selling British author celebrated for her psychological thrillers and contemporary fiction. She studied at Epsom School of Art and Design and worked in fashion retail before publishing her debut novel, Ralph's Party, in 1999.
Wow.
The Ralph's Party became her best-selling debut in the UK that year, and she began writing after a friend dared her to draft 3 chapters in exchange for dinner at her favorite restaurant. She decided to do it, and those pages became the start of her career. Isn't that wild?
That's cool.
That's fun.
Since then, she has written over 20 novels, including Then She Was Gone, Watching You, and The Family Upstairs, which have sold millions of copies worldwide and been translated into more than 25 languages. None of This Is True, which came out in 2023, was an instant New York Times bestseller, earning acclaim for its unsettling tension and inventive podcast-style narrative structure. Lisa has mentioned that she never outlines her books in advance. She prefers to plant small details and seeds of discomfort as she writes, then she threads them into the plot later. She's admitted that she's not a fan of reading on screens or listening to audiobooks, preferring the feel of a physical book and a mindful walk with her dog. She said she walks her dogs and then like really pays attention to her surroundings, and that's what she uses as her inspiration.
Oh, like a meditative walk?
Yeah.
I thought she was walking her dog while reading a physical book. And I was like,
That's wild.
Talented. She has also been candid about her own past, sharing how marrying young in her early 20s was a difficult period that shaped her empathy and insight into the hidden struggles of her characters. And she currently lives in London with her husband and 2 daughters.
Excellent.
All right, and then we'll do a book summary. This one's a short one, but the story begins when 2 women, strangers, until a chance encounter on their birthday, strike up an unlikely connection. One of them is a podcaster who makes a living telling other people's stories, and the other insists on her own story needs to be told. What follows is a chilling unraveling of identity, obsession, and the dangerous intimacy of letting someone else narrate your life. It's the kind of book that makes you question not just who you can trust, but whether you can trust the story itself.
Serious.
Beautiful. Let's talk
Excellent.
about the cocktail.
Yes.
We're calling it Podcaster's Poison. All right, so the ingredients in this drink are 1.5 ounce dark rum, 3/4 of an ounce creme de cassis, 1/2 ounce fresh lime juice, 1/2 ounce simple syrup, and we topped it with ginger beer. And we put a drop of jam drip down the inside of the glass for a blood smear effect. Because we wanted this drink to be dark and twisty and cynical, but it's dark, it's layered, and it tricks your palate with sweet, tart, bitter notes, just like the story keeps tricking the reader. All right,
All right.
let's try it.
Cheers.
Oh, I don't know what I was thinking, but
I don't know what I expected, but it's not bad.
no.
I don't know what I expected either, but
The ginger beer adds a nice flavor
This
to it.
is a
It
good
does.
mix. Have we put ginger beer in any of the other ones?
I don't think
No.
so.
I like this one.
but I like that we got the bubbly.
And gingeriness.
Yeah.
You definitely taste the ginger beer. It's fruity and good.
Yep.
All right, let's get into this book.
Jump into it.
Let's
All right.
get
Here we
this
go.
party chumping.
That's a good one.
So we start off with a prologue, which is just a short little clip of a man walking out of a hotel drunk at 3 a.m. He is looking for a woman, which is kind of in this moment you have no clue what's going on.
Zero
So
clues.
Yeah.
he's like walking away from this woman, and he's kind of looking for like, where'd she go? And she's there clutching her purse, walking away, and a car pulls over and rolls down the window, and he kind of peeks inside, and a dark-haired woman pulls over and says his wife sent her, and he like pulls back. He's shocked to see her, and he's like, I thought you were gone. But then he ends up getting into the car and falls asleep. That's it. That's all you get in the prologue. Then we go into the first chapter. The chapters are titled whatever the date is and something, but you get these dates throughout the book too. So I don't know.
Because it is a very short time frame, realistically,
Yeah.
from when this starts to when the craziness starts.
Yes.
I think it's like days that are passing at a time.
And if you're, I don't know, none of us read the physical book, right? Because the audiobook is pretty cool. There
is good.
is a whole like, right? There's like commercials and music in the background. So it's like this mock Netflix ad promoting this new series called Hi, I'm Your Birthday Twin. It's a documentary about Alix Summers' podcast on a local woman, Josie, which evolves into a dark story involving secrets and ends with 2 murders. The ad shows Alex's first interview with Josie before fading to black. And even in the audiobook, like when you're listening to the quote podcast of this episode or of this book, it even changes as like, so tell me about how, right? Like,
Yeah.
It shows like a audio of the
Yes.
podcast.
And
It's
yeah,
kind of
but
what
you
it
can
sounds like.
audio
Hear
clip.
the difference. It doesn't sound
Yes,
like the
yes.
regular book
Yes.
So I'm listening to a clip of the podcast now without them ever.
It was a little bit immersive to have the differences. I liked it.
And it wasn't like a, whatever they call it, those like theatrical
cinematic readings.
Yeah. Then you go into Sunday, 9th of June, 2019. Josie Fair is spending her 45th birthday at a pub with her husband, which is kind of out of the norm for them. But her husband's name is Walter. And then because it's her 45th birthday, she's like, I want to do something different. Usually we just stay in. We're kind of homebodies. Let's go out. She notices Alix Summers celebrating her birthday. She like walks in with like a birthday girl bash thing on. It's very obvious it's her birthday. And then someone brings her balloons that say 45. And she's like, oh my gosh, that girl is celebrating her 45th birthday too. I wonder if today is her actual birthday. And her husband's like, oh, it's Saturday, so maybe not. She sees Alix go to the restroom. And so Josie goes into the restroom too. And they start talking. She's like, I think we're birthday twins. They discover not only are they birthday twins, but they're born even in the same hospital. It is kind of crazy.
Yeah,
I feel like I would be really surprised by that.
It feels fake.
Yeah.
Almost staged.
Maybe someone's lying. Josie might be lying about it.
Yeah, like, oh yeah, I was born there.
Oh my God, I was right down the street from you.
And what we know about
We
her,
were born in the same room.
she may have
she does talk
looked
to her
at
mom, and the
hospital
mom confirms
records.
it. Well, no, not yet.
No, I'm saying just now, after reading now what we know about her, maybe it was staged.
After, it's the next morning now. She wakes up in the morning. She had dreams about Alix. And then when she looks at her phone, she realizes she went to sleep researching Alix. And she's like, oh, that's probably why I had some dreams about her. But she's a little bit hungover. So she realizes that Alix has this successful podcast called All Woman and becomes fascinated. She's listening, and this woman is talking about how she started this beauty company after her husband died, her husband who was incredibly controlling. And Josie kind of lights up at this conversation, gets really intrigued with Alix and all the women she has interviewed and the success that...
It's like a woman empowerment podcast. And it talks about just women and how they succeed in life and how they've maybe overcome certain adversities. And it's just a very strong
Yeah, Josie even mentions like Alix has a way of interviewing that empowers the woman, but also is like empathetic and really brings life to their stories.
like a true woman.
Yeah. So over the next week, Josie then binge listens to Alix's podcast and browses her Instagram, envious of her seemingly little perfect life with her 2 children. And that's the other thing she realizes is that Alix has 2 children that went to the same school as her 2 daughters. So then Monday, the 17th of June, Alix is uncertain about her marriage after Nathan's second drinking spree. So he used to go on these drinking sprees for
They used to party too.
Yeah.
Like they were a party couple.
Then they had kids.
And she was like, but after they had kids, he still parties.
But it has been months since he's gone out. And so she thought, okay, we've closed that chapter. We've moved on. We've gotten better. And now he's like disappeared, which is crazy because she's also like, we went out for my birthday from 6 p.m. until midnight, came home. He had a glass of whiskey. He was trying to get frisky after having some whiskey. And I think she was like, are you kidding me? I'm tired and drunk. Let's go to bed. And he ended up leaving the house again and going out with his friends, stayed in a hotel, and then had to be woken up. And she's
By
like,
the housekeeping.
yeah, she's like, maybe that would have been funny back in the day, but
Right.
Now it's
Embarrassing.
disgusting.
Yeah.
So she kind of feels some type of way about her marriage. She is at the school because Josie realizes that Alix has kids that go to the same school as her kids. She goes to the school. She meets Josie, quote, by chance.
Immediately, she's a creep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And agrees to have coffee the next day.
Because Josie's like, oh, I've been listening to your podcast. Like, you're my birthday twin, remember? And she's like, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah.
And she's like, but I was listening to your podcast and I
have an idea for you.
Right. And Alix had just finished her all women
Yeah.
series and she wanted to do something else. And she's like, okay, I'll entertain your idea and have coffee with you.
Yeah. So they plan to have coffee the next day. Josie works at an alteration shop. She avoids interacting with her messy daughter, Erin, and searches online for her other daughter, Roxy. And the way she avoids interacting with her daughter, it does instantly feel strange. Like she stops at her daughter's door because they live together.
Yeah.
So she listens in.
She just leaves food at their door.
But not just
Food,
baby food.
Yeah, it's an odd.
Puree, or she takes their dinner
jar.
and purees it.
No, I thought she bought actual jarred
does.
She
baby
has
food.
some,
has
but
jarred
she
baby
also
food.
purees their food
So she
for her.
leaves it at the door and then she walks away. And then she's
like, I can't stand to go in there right now.
But she
I'm
knows
not-
that she eats it because then the tray
food
is
will-
left
yeah.
out and it's empty.
Yeah.
but there's this foul smell coming from her room, and she comments on it
tries
regularly.
to push the door open and realizes it's caught on stuff behind the door.
And then she's like, I can't go in there.
I
And she,
can't. I can't clean.
leaves
Like, I'll
again.
clean it then
Oh,
tomorrow.
yeah, like it's just too much.
Then there's a clip from the Netflix documentary again. It shows Josie's neighbor describing the Fair family as strange and frequently heard shouting in the apartment. I think they live in an apartment.
It's like a townhome.
Yeah.
Where they like
But,
share a
dupl-
wall.
Not duplex,
like
but
yeah,
like
kind of like a
flat.
duplex.
Tuesday, 18th of June, Alix is visiting Josie in her shop.
Yeah.
And Josie pitches the idea of a podcast about herself as a woman on the brink of major change after decades with Walter. Initially hesitant, Alix becomes intrigued and agrees to meet again.
I don't know if she gives her like a little bit of a snippet of what she might talk about, and then she's like,
I've heard you talk to all these women who've already experienced the change.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool if you interviewed someone
Who's
gonna
about to
go
do it.
through change.
Yes.
I've got big things coming, Alix. Big things.
She pitches this idea like, you should do a podcast about me because I can feel I'm about to make some big changes in my life. So Alix does become intrigued with the idea and agrees to meet again to discuss more details. Wednesday, the 19th of June, Josie dresses up for their meeting, and Alix, like, she really dresses up for their meeting. She's like got one good dress she's about to wear out. And Alix suggests the podcast title, Hi, I'm Your Birthday Twin. They plan to cover Josie's life story. Josie lies to Walter about who she met, and he comments on her appearance with an edge in his voice. Like, he's kind of like,
"Oh, you're dressed up."
Why are you all dressed up?
yeah. Thursday, the 20th of June, Josie visits Alix's home studio for their first recording. Just to walk through the house to get to the podcast studio, and she's just relishing in what a beautiful home.
It was
and
described as a very beautiful home.
yes, and like
Magazine editorial.
yes, yeah.
Architectural
Big
digest.
kitchen.
Yes.
But Josie's also not super surprised because she's seen some photos of her in her home, and so she's like,
Yeah,
oh
she
yeah,
like
this is-
internet stalked her
Yes.
beforehand.
Yes.
To
So they
record.
go to record, and they start to record, and Josie kind of reveals that she had this really distant mother. She doesn't know who her father is, and that she met Walter at 13 when he was a contractor at her home.
Wild,
Sick.
wild.
Disgusting. And this
Foul.
is really the start of the story that really pulls Alix in, where she's like,
Your husband's a
think you-
pedophile.
no,
Yeah.
well, she doesn't say it, but
She thinks it.
for
Yes.
sure, I was thinking it. I was like, this
Same.
disgusting man.
So now we jump back to the Netflix documentary. Josie's childhood friend, Helen, says Josie was controlling and unhappy, and Walter groomed her. Though Josie also wanted the relationship, and that was clear. She did things and dressed certain ways to catch his attention.
Which is wild to think about a 13-year-old doing, but okay. 13?
I could
I think about Mexico.
Yeah, that's what I thought about. We were 14.
We were
But-
much more mature.
Yeah, I was like, at
But
13,
that-
I
weren't
was
they,
literally
like,
leaving
18?
middle school.
They were
and
not that much older, but they were
19.
definitely older.
18, 19. But still, we were children.
Yes.
We
At
were
13,
14.
you are still very much a child.
There was this one guy who was so handsome. I don't even know who he was, but my dad
don't
was
remember
friends
his
with him.
name.
But I was like, come on down. Because I think, no, my dad was, if we were 14, my dad was already sober, but residual friends.
Sure. Residual unsavories.
Yeah. I don't think he was unsavory. Actually, I have no idea. I just remember
he was-
thinking he was so hot.
Yeah, he was.
And I was
we
like,
thought he was hot. And
then we like dressed up like bunnies or something like that. My dad was like, you better get your ass back in there. And we were like, oopsie.
I
and then
was
we went for a
definitely not
walk
doing
and ran
that.
into him. We were like, let's keep walking.
I was definitely not doing that at 13.
I was boy crazy.
I think I
I
had
think
crushes,
I was
but
boy
I wasn't
crazy in the womb.
I-
There's boys out there.
But it was
Didn't have
never
the body
as,
awareness.
Like, it never would. Like my thought, anyways, wasn't like.
I'm gonna have sex with him.
No, never. It was like we're gonna be cute and
flirty.
kiss and maybe kiss.
Maybe you'll touch my hand.
Yes,
But
it
even
was-
then, I don't think I had like the body awareness and the confidence. But at 13,
you'd never know it.
I was so innocent mentally. I think I don't know that I really.
I don't know that I was
moved into-
mature, but I was definitely like.
But innocent in like those thoughts, I was really.
I wasn't
don't
trying
think
to
I really got
gangbang.
to. Yeah, but I don't even think I.
I was like,
even
I think
had.
you have a penis that would fit very nicely.
Oh God. I wasn't
I
thinking
am
about that.
No, not at all. I was not at all.
Yeah, but
sex was definitely not on my mind.
No.
But I was like,
interested in like
In
relationship and boys, not necessarily. I think
just
it was
wanted a
more
boy to
along
like
the
you.
lines of it was a legit 13-year-old just
Yeah.
interested in boys.
Yes.
It wasn't this where
Yeah,
you're like,
yeah.
oh, you're older. Do
Let
you
me
want some of
try
this
to
and maybe
attract
take it
you.
home?
but also
Yes.
I feel like reading the book, it could have been, but
innocent.
And he kept
he took
do-
advantage.
Yeah,
Yes.
that might have been
Because
Well,
I
and
think
I do
like
take
that.
that. I do hear that.
Like that instance where we're talking about in Mexico. In vacation, like for sure, I was not thinking like that.
No.
But I don't know if an older boy would have been like, let me show you what this is supposed to look like, right? I don't know what I would have reacted. I don't think I would have been like, okay, but I would have been like, I don't know what to do.
And I don't think I would have been as confident to say, stop.
Yes.
No.
Okay, but that's the problem is at 13, you have this
your
innocence.
brain's not developed.
Yeah.
You have this innocence about you, right?
Yes.
And then someone who doesn't have that innocence anymore comes in, is looking at it from a different lens.
Yeah.
And there's a very like fine line there where now you have inserted yourself into a position where you weren't prepared for it because you didn't know.
You inserted yourself into a position where he inserted himself into you.
No, not at 13. But you're
But
in
for
a
an adult,
situation
right,
now.
That is what happened to this girl.
And this person could take advantage of
Yeah.
you, is what I'm
Yeah.
saying, is because you're innocently playing this like, I like this boy, he's cute. And then
Yeah.
this older boy's like, let me show
But
you
at
what
the
it's
same
all
time-
about.
issue, even a small age gap.
Walter is what,
Yeah.
30 or 40 at this point?
Yes, yes.
He's like
he was
30.
in his 30s, his early 30s at this time.
When
So
he met at 13.
yes,
Yes.
I wouldn't
Yeah.
have been
I thought he was in
in.
his 20s.
I wouldn't have like cutesy boys type of thing. I wouldn't have been into a 30-year-old
No.
at 13.
But
I'd
I
have been
do-
like, that's gross.
That's an
I
old
think
man.
of this
Yeah.
as like she actually didn't know who her dad was, so
we've
I think
well
she was
reached the old man
attracted
stage.
to the father figure.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like at 13, this girl right here that we're talking about right now, Josie, in this fictional book, could have very well been 13, even into a
And
20-year-old.
impressionable.
Yes.
Yes.
And it changed
and
everything.
he
course
took
of her life.
advantage of that
Absolutely,
innocence.
and it's disgusting.
Because we don't know if she was like, yeah, I'm getting dicked up by this man.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know if that was her. That was her mind.
We do know that. She talks about it.
Because you don't know, like,
'Cause
you-
I have no
You
idea.
have no idea what this grown ass man is thinking of. You're thinking of, I'm going to be cool, and people are going to
wants
think
to
I'm
buy me
older.
dinner.
At
At a bar.
13, I wouldn't have gone to
Right?
a bar.
Super cool.
I don't think.
If he would have been like, come to this bar with me, I'd be like,
I think
But I don't
parents
know
would
out there.
have stopped us. So they would have been like, "Where the fuck are you going?" Like
that's the other
they
problem.
knew where we were.
Yeah.
Everyone was like, okay, have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
but
Okay.
I
Get
think,
you some girl. Like that
yeah.
would have never
And
happened.
I don't think
Yeah.
I would lie to my parents about it, right? I'm gonna go hang out.
No,
with-
because you don't know what the
Yes.
ulterior motive
In
is.
your situation, though, it was your dad's friend. So you might have been like, hey, he told us to go.
And
you're-
looking back at that, I feel like, yeah, he didn't want anything to do with us. He just thought it was funny that my dad was getting pissed off about it. But again, if he was like, let me just go buy you girls some dinner. Okay.
That's what I mean.
Let's go get tacos.
Yeah. And then we walked in and it was freaking,
Dick tacos.
Papas and beer.
yeah. It was a bar that
Yeah.
sold tacos.
Yeah.
Like,
I wouldn't
oh,
have
what
thought
is
twice
this?
about it.
Yeah.
And it's Mexico, so
Yeah.
Tequila.
Cool. Tequila. Hey, la cucaracha.
bitty bitty bop bop. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ.
Okay, Netflix documentary, Josie's childhood friend. So, okay, yes. So Helen says that Josie was controlling and unhappy and that Walter groomed her, though Josie also wanted the relationship. Josie then steals an espresso pod from Alix's home and hides it. Like she starts taking these weird random things.
klepto.
Collecting.
Like collecting little trinkets from the house.
I would never know.
No, not at first, the little things. But then she starts taking things that it's like, that's an odd thing to take.
Walter's estranged son, Jason, recounts in the documentary how Walter left his family for Josie. So he had a whole ass other family before he
Grown-ass
was
kids.
with
He was a
Josie.
grown ass man.
Yeah. That night, Nathan stays out drinking again. Josie starts stealing espresso pods before she's like leaving from the podcast recording. And then that night, Nathan stays out drinking again. And Alix feels more compelled to pursue Josie's story because obviously he's a pedophile and she's learning more about this.
Pedophiles.
Creep. Friday, the 21st of June, Nathan sends an apologetic text, but Alix rebuffs him. She's obviously, I mean, now it's what, 2 nights in a short amount of time, I think almost in a row, but she's bothered by it. But Alix rebuffs him. She kind of ignores ignores him. And then at school drop off, Alix learns from the office manager, because she knows that Josie had kids that went to this school. So she starts asking about the office manager about her kids.
Fair children.
Yeah. And Roxy had oppositional defiant disorder, and Aaron might have been on the autism spectrum. And social services intervened after Roxy broke Aaron's arm. So
Violence.
Roxy's definitely violent.
Then we jump into chapters 8 through 14. So Sunday, the 23rd of June, Josie purees pot roast dinner for Aaron.
It's disgusting. This is weird to me.
It's so nasty.
Even knowing the end of the book, this is still weird.
This is part of her autism diagnosis, that she, like the texture of food, she would just prefer it
And Josie
pureed.
would know that had she went and got Aaron tested.
Had she advocated for her
Advocate
child.
for your child. Like I said. Anyways, so she leaves the pureed pot roast outside the bedroom door, planning to clean her room again, because she's like, it's still nasty in there. I can smell the foulness.
The ick.
While walking, so she takes Fred, her
Is their dog, yeah.
for a walk. She starts to go for a walk near Alix's home. She knows where she lives. She sees Alix with her sisters and briefly spots Nathan. She imagines their lives. She's across the street from Alix's home. She then crosses the street, picks a flower out of the planter, and keeps it. Tuesday, the 25th of June still, Josie takes Alix to her childhood home to meet her mother, Pat. Alix is struck by Pat's polished appearance and quickly notices tension, and Pat openly dislikes Josie.
Yeah, it's like sad.
Like
almost.
Yeah.
That's your mom, and she's talking
She
about you
resents
so
her.
negatively.
She resents that. So basically, Pat was this like thriving, intelligent woman in college, and she ended up getting pregnant off this one night stand, and she resents her daughter for
So
that.
sad.
for being born.
Yes. During the interview with Pat insists she knew nothing about Josie's early relationship with Walter, and then gets super defensive. So they kind of in the interview. Wednesday, the 26th of June, Josie arrives at Alix's home and is disappointed to be greeted by Nathan. She does not like Nathan.
But she just doesn't. She thinks Alix is better. Like, Nathan's not that attractive, and Nathan should be
She
a
could
better
do better.
man. She could do so
Yeah.
much better than him.
Yes.
Yeah.
She notes details about the house and learns Alix's sisters' names. And during the interview, Josie recalls her 15th birthday when Walter kissed her and gave her a bracelet, making a turning point in her life.
Oh yeah. 'Cause
Foul.
So gross.
Disgusting.
Granted, she met him at 13, so he's been grooming her.
I really tried to be like, Walter's not a he's not a predator. He's not a villain in the story, right? Like, the whole time I'm like, there's no way this turns out, and I don't think Walter's a good guy.
What
Or I think that
30-year-old
Walter's
is
a good guy.
interested in a teenager?
There's
that's
no
not a
way
pedophile.
that you can spin this story. I don't get, like, even when we're talking about it, there's no way you can spin this story to make me go, no, Walter wasn't in the wrong.
No.
Walter was always 100% in the wrong.
100%.
Higher time.
Yes. So after they record, Alix is shocked to realize that Josie married a pedophile. In the guest bathroom, she notices there's some hand soap missing, later revealed to be stolen by Josie because she's fucking nutty.
Alex still doesn't know that, though.
No, she still doesn't know it.
Because,
And
like, why would someone steal hand
soap? And you're just like,
Smells
oh,
really
it's
good,
gone.
though.
I need to go buy some more. She hides the hand soap at her home. And Josie also fails to enter Aaron's room again, which is barricaded by the filth that's behind the
Which
door.
we started, when is this? This is June 26th. I mean, the 16th of June. So we're
Like
like
15
a
days in.
week and a half in, and she's every day, I need to go in there and clean it, and not doing it. Actually, no, I was going to talk shit, but girl, same.
But still, like, again, it's only been 10 days since the start of this story. Not a whole lot.
Yeah.
So Saturday, the 29th of June, while taking her daughter to a birthday party, Alix greets Josie, who is walking Fred in the rain. Later, Alix finds Josie still there, emotional and confused. She's outside in the rain crying. So she takes Josie to a cafe, but Josie disappears without explanation. At home, Walter is watching football as Josie returns, claiming she caught a chill. And she has little memory of the missing time. It was just a weird encounter. Like, she got freaked out and went home. Then we're into July, Monday, the 1st of July. Josie spends the weekend in bed and then texts Alix to apologize for vanishing, and they plan another interview. The next day, Tuesday, Josie describes Walter's retired sedentary lifestyle and admits he hid his marriage for years. So after driving Josie home, Alix notices Walter at the window and glimpses what she believes is Aaron's room. Later, she researches online for the Fair family, but finds nothing. A few days later, Thursday, the 4th of July, Josie abandons her quote-unquote lucky jacket and dresses differently before visiting Alix. Because Alix in the last recording is like, tell me about all this denim you wear. Like, why is it significant? Why do you love denim so much? And she basically says, like, this is what I wore when I met Walter. And so I want to always
And
be
he
this
liked it.
young denim girl for him.
Which is so weird.
So before visiting Alix,
Even like, just as a woman, I've changed so much. If my husband was ever like, will you wear black every day? Which is not as strange as all jean outfits. I'd be like, no.
Or will you wear
Yeah,
that jacket you wore when I met you?
I
No,
was-
because it doesn't fit.
I was 19 when my husband and I met. Absolutely not.
My fashion choices were questionable.
There was
still
definitely
are
a
for
lot
me.
less fabric at
Yeah.
the age of
Yes.
19.
Oh, yeah.
And why are you daydreaming about it? Are you a pedophile?
Yeah, seriously. Why do I feel obligated to make you continue to see me as that 14-year-old
child.
girl? Yeah.
I'm a grown-ass woman.
Gross.
Yeah.
She lies to Walter again about her plans. She's like, oh, I'm just going to go meet that one mom from the school again. She has to have coffee
We're
with
going to
me.
go walk or whatever, yeah.
And he's like, oh, you're just going to take Fred for a walk. I'll go with you. And she's like, no. You don't get to come. Like, why would you? You stay home. Your back hurts. And he tries to hide his
You're
annoyance.
60.
Yeah, I was going to say, he's like in his mid to late 60s now.
At Alix's home, Josie comments that it feels like Alix's own space, unlike her own, which always felt like Walter. She's like, oh, it's so nice you have this recording studio and this is yours. Because at my home, I don't feel like that. Everything is Walter's. She admits she wouldn't know how to decorate for herself. And in the documentary, she recounts her 16th birthday when she visited Walter's flat, accepting his marriage proposal and had sex with him for the first time
gross.
on her 16th birthday. Pedophile.
Yes.
Yeah,
That's where
because
we
now
and my
he's in
chumps.
his 40s, I think.
Well, no, they met
maybe
at
late
13.
30s.
They're in his mid to late 30s.
With a
and a
16-year-old.
16-year-old.
Then we jump into part 1, chapters 15 through 21. It's Friday, the 2nd of July, and the son of Alix's neighbor stops by to ask for the spare key to his home. He comes over, he asks for the spare key, and she realizes they're about the same age as Josie's kids. So she asks him, do you know these kids? And he says, oh yeah, Roxy was mean, and there were rumors of abuse happening in their home. So then Saturday on July 6th, Josie goes back to the cafe Alix took her to. And on the day she disappeared, she thought she saw Roxy because it's like Roxy's anniversary. And she thinks that like the last time she saw her, and I think she thinks that she sees her in the distance on the street
thinks
or
she
something.
sees her all the time.
All the
Yeah.
time.
Which she might at this rate.
Potentially.
We don't know.
Yeah. She walks to Alix's house, and since no one is there, she pulls a magazine from the recycling bin. She's like outside, and she notices nobody's there, and so
and
she
she goes
starts
into their
rummaging through their
trash
trash can.
bin.
Yeah, which is outside for trash day, apparently. Later, Nathan shows Alix Josie on their door camera because he's like, did you see that chick that you've been interviewing? She's like outside our house. Like, look, it's on the ring
He's
camera.
like, this weird ass
This is
bitch you keep
strange.
bringing over.
Yeah, it's strange. She's outside now. And she wants to talk to Nathan about her project, but doesn't want his judgment because he doesn't really know exactly what they're doing, but she feels like he would judge her for it. But he pulls up the camera and then shows her, look, she's taking a magazine out of our trash can. Isn't that weird? And Alix sort of dismisses it. So then on Monday, 8th of July, in their next interview, Alix asks Josie about her love of denim. Josie says her lucky denim jacket reminds her of meeting Walter. After the interview, Alix confides in Josie about Nathan's drinking. She kind of tells her that he goes on these like drinking sprees. She has a moment of weakness and decides to share a little bit about herself, and I think immediately regrets it. But Josie asks if Nathan cheats, and Alix denies it pretty quickly. She's like, nah, absolutely not. Like, he is a drinker, but he's not a cheater. And so then Josie changes the subject and asks Alix to go shopping with her. So they go to a local boutique, and when she gets home, she puts her new dresses away and bracelet she stole from Alix's house. Just another memento, another token.
But
from
this
Alix's
time
house.
it's a piece of jewelry. It's not
Yeah,
like a
it's
flower or an espresso
little
pod.
by little,
Yeah, it's like something you'll notice.
Yeah, little by little, it's getting a little more brave. But she does buy these dresses that are totally out of her normal style, and she's excited about it. But then the next day on Tuesday, Josie wears one of her new dresses. Although she doesn't have an appointment, Alix invites her into the studio because she comes over and
She just starts showing up at her
unannounced.
house.
And so Alex
Going
is
back
like,
to my no
well,
soliciting rules.
and Alex is like, well, you're
I think
here
at this point, though, she feels like Josie is feeling like this is my friend.
now. Yeah.
Yes.
Because they went shopping together. They're sharing intimate details about their
Yes.
lives with
I
each
know
other.
things about your husband that
Yes.
you haven't even told your sister.
Yes.
You're my bestie.
Now
Ride
we
or
are
die.
BFFs. and
So
so
I don't show up at your house every day.
unannounced.
No, but there
Would
are
you like
people
me
that-
to?
Sure. Bring your kid. As long as my kid has someone to play with, I don't care.
But I think Alex just thinks, I guess you're here. So yeah, let's just go into the studio and do another session. And
Doesn't she say something like, I just got to get it out? Like,
Well,
Yeah.
and
I
every
don't
now and again she'll
know.
say like, "I want to talk about this today,"
But
and so
she's-
then it like baits Alex into bringing her in because
right.
she's like,
or
"Oh,
she'll be like, I
sure."
don't know if I can talk about this another day. Like, I'm feeling really brave.
That's what I
today.
mean. Yeah, she'll like bait her into bringing her in because she's like, "Oh, well, we probably do need that part of the story, and if she's willing to tell
Yeah.
it, let's just bring her in. Let's record it, right?"
She's ready to talk about it.
Yeah.
And this part, I think, is going to be what really reels our listeners in.
Yes, and as a journalism major, she's like, "I need this piece of the story, so let's just go for it."
Yeah.
And so Josie asks about Nathan and says that she thinks about Walter being dead and she doesn't feel sad about it. And Josie is disappointed when Alex says she would be sad if Nathan were gone because she asks her, "Do you ever think about what you would do if Nathan weren't here anymore?" And Alex is like, "No, I mean, I love my husband. I need him. We are a family. It would be awful if he passed away." Josie's a little bit jealous about it and a little bit sad because
she's
she
also
thinks
kind
about
of-
Walter dying all the time.
She's also kind of gives her like a like, oh, I'm disappointed in you,
Yeah.
Alex. Like, I thought you were more of a feminist and
Stronger
a woman. Yeah.
independent.
Like, exactly.
So then it jumps into the Netflix documentary, and Josie tells Pat on her 18th birthday that she and Walter are planning to marry. This finally tells her mom, like, we're going to get married. Pat was resigned, but Walter took Josie to his apartment, and she's been there since. So she kind of goes away because Pat's like, this doesn't, no, this shouldn't happen. This is weird. And kind of Josie runs away with Walter and she ends up moving in with him. And then that's kind of the end of the story. She
Like,
stays
I'm
there.
Yeah.
18. I'm going to leave now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The narrative shifts, and Alex is interviewing a young couple, stating a woman ran up to them to take her dog, then left. Oh, yeah, it's like a little couple on the street somewhere, and they were like, yeah, this random woman just came up and said, here, have my dog.
Take
and
care of him,
Take
please.
care of him. And they were like, oh, this is a cute dog.
Yeah.
Then, okay, I guess we'll take it. And then
And
she
they had
just
no idea
walks
who she
away.
was,
Yeah, they had
yeah.
no clue. You don't get any context other than just that.
Which you do kind of understand that this Netflix documentary is of,
paralleled to the story that they're going over.
yeah, but the vibe is that it's like a murder documentary.
Yes.
Yeah.
So you know someone's
Died, and you don't know
someone's
who.
killed. Yeah.
So then it's Wednesday, the 10th of July, and Alex invites Josie and Walter to dinner. Josie tells Walter to buy new clothes and to get a haircut. And Alex asks Josie to bring a photo of her daughters to their next recording, and Josie decides it's time to expose the truth of her life. They go to this, or she invites her, and Walter doesn't want to go to this dinner. But she's like, you need to come because Alex's husband is a man's man and he needs to have a conversation and he needs to be there and he won't come if you're not there. So she kind of manipulates him into wanting to be there. Then it's the next day. Josie brings pictures of the girls and Alex notices the most recent one shows the girls as thin and hardened. Walter comes home. He gets his haircut and his new clothes and Josie makes his favorite meal. She tells him that she's going to tell Alex the truth about the girls, but Walter says she'll call the police. And they argue until Josie calls Walter a pedophile. They have this huge blowout.
Pedophile.
Yes, they have a huge blowout. And it almost feels like it was something weighing heavy on her heart.
Yes.
And she finally was able to
Yeah.
just get it out.
Yeah.
And it was an awkward moment because I can't imagine he didn't know that he was also a predator. You came after this 13-year-old
But he
girl.
does act like you don't know the whole story
Yeah.
about Josie.
So then it's Friday, the 12th of July, and Nathan goes out to drinks with a friend, but promises to be home in time for dinner because Alex is like, look, we're going to have these people over. She's bringing her husband. Please tell me you're going to be here
Yeah.
for dinner. And he's like, yes, I will be here. I promise. But then, of course, he fails to show, and Alex entertains Josie and Walter on her own. And it's kind of awkward, and she wishes that her husband was there to kind of support her in this awkward exchange. Josie's angry about Nathan's behavior and confronts Alex because I think she keeps telling her throughout the dinner, like, I thought your husband was coming. Why isn't he here?
Why doesn't he respect you enough to come?
Yes.
Yeah.
And she's just pushing the buttons, which is very
And
disrespectful.
Alex is definitely defensive, understandably.
And so then Josie suggests Alex give Walter a tour of her studio. And in the brief moments that Walter and Alex are together, he tells her that Josie isn't what she appears. And like, you can't believe everything that she says. Nathan never actually comes home. He misses the entire thing. And after an awkward dinner, Alex watches television with her son, who tells her that when she and Walter were in the studio, Josie was eavesdropping in the conversation. Like, her son's like, yeah, that lady was standing outside of the studio while you guys were in there. And Alex is like, what the heck? So meanwhile, when Josie returns home, she's angry at how dinner went. She walks Fred and listens at Aaron's door. Seeing Walter on his laptop, she yells at him. And when he calls her stupid, Josie knows her moment of change has come. Like, she realized, here is my chance. I've been talking about it.
It's go time.
This is my chance.
Okay, so then we're going to jump into my chumpies. Into Saturday, the 13th of July at 3 a.m. Alex opens the door expecting Nathan, but finds Josie badly beaten with her dog Fred. She's got like a black eye. She's a little bit bloody. Yeah, her clothes are bloody, but she's got her dog Fred. And Josie claims Walter beat her and Aaron and refuses to get like the police involved. Which is like, what?
Wild.
Why? Alex offers her the spare room. And the next morning, Alex finds Fred has made a mess and wonders about Walter's warning regarding Josie. She's definitely on edge, Alex. And Nathan's not home. My husband's not home. And I have this person in my house that's a stranger that I'm kind of feeling uneasy about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't like it. Nathan returns while Alex is out walking Fred the next morning. Josie criticizes him for neglecting Alex. So like they run into each other. Josie then listens in as the couple whispers about her. Alone, Josie hides a bloody key under her mattress, recalling the previous night's bloody events. And that key comes back a couple times. Sunday, the 14th of July, Josie still has no plan for leaving. So Alex agrees she can stay until her sister visits on Saturday. Josie wants to discuss her daughters on the podcast, and Alex agrees. So again, every once in a while, she's like, this is what I want to do. And now she's living with Alex. So she's like, I want to go talk in your podcast studio right now. And she's like, okay. So Alex, it's a Netflix documentary, and it is a clip of the podcast where Alex is interviewing the school manager, Mandy, who recalls Josie and Walter's emotionless reaction when Roxy broke another child's finger. Roxy's angry. Josie later claims she never told Walter about it. There are some things that for sure you start, what's the truth?
Yeah.
Monday, the 15th of July, after Alex leaves, Josie explores the house, pockets a drawing, like one that her child drew, that Alex's child drew. Josie steals it and discovers a pull-out sofa bed in the office. And that comes back into play because
She's like, oh, I don't have to leave when her sisters get here.
I could just sleep in the sofa bed. Then we go back into the Netflix documentary. Online gaming friends of Erin describe hearing shouting and banging during a live stream before her story became public. So you learn that Erin she's a gamer and she's a very popular gamer. I don't remember what her gamer name is though.
Erase.
And the people who are playing with her notice that she's all of a sudden not playing and there's a lot of sound happening in the background. Back in the present, Josie wears makeup, likely Alex's, and seems cheerful. It is Alex's. She's like, you left it in the...
Oh, I found this concealer in the guest bathroom.
Yeah.
I just put it on to cover the bruising.
Yes, thank you so much. I just found it. It's not yours. She seems cheerful despite her supposed ordeal. She shares a story about Roxy's friend Brooke, claiming Roxy said Brooke and Walter were having sex before disappearing. That Walter had taken on this other... Like he was still
child.
a pedophile after all these years.
Yeah, he started grooming this child.
Right under her nose, and she's pissed about it. And Brooke and Walter were having this relationship. And then Alex is shocked that Josie didn't act against Walter in that moment. But Josie hints Nathan's alcohol addiction could be Alex's own danger. So like
It turns the tables.
Yes.
Yeah, disgusting.
Yeah, it is. Tuesday, the 16th of July, Alex anticipates Josie leaving after the weekend. Alex investigates Brooke because her sister's coming. She's still on this, like, my sister's coming, you have to leave when this comes. And she keeps saying, like, have you looked for a place to stay? Where are you going to go?
Where are you going to go? You going to your mom's?
Yes, she's investigating Brooke. She finds Facebook posts about Brooke disappearing. And then as she's cleaning up Josie's room, she finds that bloody key tucked under the mattress and kind of freaks out and puts it back under the mattress.
I don't need to know about this right now.
Yeah, like I don't even have the brain capacity. So then we're in the Netflix documentary again. Brooke's aunt recounts Brooke's last known moments after her prom night. Wednesday, the 17th of July, Josie continues wearing Alix's clothes and refuses to retrieve her own. Like every day, she's wearing this one outfit
Because she came in bloodied, and Alix was like, "Here's some clothes
yes,
to wear."
you can
she
borrow them
never
until we
takes
get
them off.
yours.
Yeah,
And she wears them every day.
same exact dress, and she's like, "Oh, Alix's dress is so luxurious.
Yeah.
I can't believe she
She
hasn't
hasn't
offered me more."
Yes. She's like, I've worn it every day and she hasn't asked me if I want new clothes. Bitch, you have your own clothes.
Yeah.
She mentions the study's sofa bed, which alerts Alix. She's losing control of the situation. Like she's planning on staying and she wants to sleep on the couch. But Alix leaves to get space at a cafe, but worries about Josie now being alone in her house. While gone, Josie, of course, pockets family photos and Nathan's business card. Even the big stuff she's stealing, it's weird, but it's not like
Damaging.
yeah. Like
It's not something
the
she can
worst
go
thing
sell.
is the necklace or whatever,
Yeah.
the jewelry. That feels like a normal thing to steal. Everything else, photos of a family member or pictures that her kids drew, it's all weird. In the Netflix documentary now, Caitlin Rand recalls Josie offering her a job after a casual meeting, which Caitlin Rand is just like a random,
She went to school with Josie.
it's like a friend of Josie's. But friend is a stretch of a word, I feel like.
Yeah, no, not a friend.
So Alix visits Josie's seemingly abandoned home and thinks of Brooke's last bus ride. Back at the interview, Josie claims ignorance about Brooke, avoids talking about Aaron, and then reveals she found child pornography on Walter's laptop and that Walter abused Aaron while she ignored it.
This part was fucking nutty.
She talks about, so she admits Aaron was at a friend's the night she came to Alix, which raises doubts for Alix about her story and Walter's earlier warning. And so you're getting these like little bits and pieces. But the fact that she's telling her that potentially Walter was abusing Aaron, her daughter, and doing nothing about it.
Yep.
She would put earplugs in her ears
So she
and
wouldn't
just go
hear.
to sleep. She would feel him get into bed and then
Feel him leave.
feel him leave, and she knew he was going into Aaron's room. She never says specifically, but she's like, I mean, he's got child pornography. He's groomed 2 girls now.
She definitely insinuates
Alludes,
that
yes.
he was having some sort of sexual relations with her daughter and she wanted to ignore it. So she does. And like,
Alix is just disgusted.
She's
you
like
did
beside
nothing
herself.
to save your daughter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This man who is her father and you have experienced this abuse before, you're letting it happen to your daughter now? So Thursday, the 18th of July, Josie still wears Alix's clothes. With Alix gone, she searches Nathan's pockets, taking white powder, a phone number, and a hotel key for later use. So she found this stuff in her husband's
she's
pocket.
In their closet.
She's
like
looking for
going through their
things.
stuff.
Yeah.
To really put a nail in his coffin kind of
I'm going to
thing.
show Alix what a terrible man he is.
She tells Alix she will go to Pat's on Saturday when she leaves. In the Netflix documentary, Josie is recounting the night of the dinner party. Walter embarrassed her. He was becoming violent after accusations of grooming and abuse because she said, "You groomed me," right? She was like making these accusations to Walter. He became violent, and then her leaving with Aaron and Fred. But Alix finds inconsistencies in her timeline. And when she presses for details, Josie grows defensive and leaves the studio. Saturday, the 20th of July, Josie wakes knowing she'll leave. After a pleasant dinner the night before, she dresses in her own clothes, tells Alix she's going to Pat's, confirms she has her withdrawn cash, and leaves wearing stolen sunglasses from Alix. Still, the Saturday, the 20th of July, after Josie leaves, Alix prepares for her sister's visit. She pockets the key still under the mattress, and Alix fears Nathan won't come home and hints that sex awaits if he does. I made a comment like, the best price for a man. Promise him sex if he's home before midnight. The best reward to use to get your way with a man. But it doesn't work anyways. But
Not in her case.
yeah. So meanwhile, Josie follows Nathan to a pub and eavesdrops as he calls her the house guest from hell. He talks a bunch of like mad shit about her. She's determined. She texts someone who's Caitlin, the one quote unquote friend, whatever. Caitlin arrives to meet Nathan as arranged by Josie and stays with him. Her whole goal is to get him to come back to a hotel room with him. When Alix later finds a baggie of white powder, a hotel key sleeve, and a napkin with Daisy and a phone number in Nathan's closet, she suspects infidelity. And she's been touting like, okay, he drinks and he gets drunk, but he would never cheat on me. He would never do something stupid like all of this that she's finding.
Right.
So Sunday, the 21st of July, Nathan didn't return, which she is like, if you don't return, my sisters are going to know something. I don't want to explain this to my sisters. Please just come home so that I don't have to fight with my sisters about
I don't
you
have to
being a good guy.
defend you, but you not being here.
Yes, but he doesn't show up. So Sunday, the 21st of July, Nathan doesn't return. Alex suspects he's cheating. She texts his friends, Gio, who says they left Nathan alone in Soho at 1 a.m. And later, Alex goes to visit Gio, who admits they left Nathan with Caitlin, saw no sexual intent. He's kind of like, he's been doing some shitty things, but he's not a cheater. He's not that. He's shitty and he's in something and he's a pain in the ass to go out with these days, but he's not cheating on you. He loves you.
And then we jump in to the last chumpies. July 22nd, Monday, a hotel calls Alex about damages. Nathan had booked a 2-night stay in advance and checked in with someone on Saturday. At the hotel, Alex finds women's underwear, blood, and then she goes to the front and gets security footage of Nathan with Caitlin checking in. At 3 a.m., Nathan leaves, gets into the car rented with Aaron Fair's credit card. Then we jump to the Netflix documentary, and Caitlin reveals Josie paid her £1,000 to lure Nathan and stage an affair, but he only spoke about Alex the whole time. He's like, I was trying to get this guy caught up, but he only cares about his wife. It was weird.
So sweet.
Alex finds Josie missing from Pat's. She goes to look for her because she's like, what the fuck? Your kid's credit card was who paid for this hotel. So she goes to Pat. Her flat is empty. And Alex reports Nathan as kidnapped. She's like, there's nothing else. Like, he's really missing. She has this connection with DC Albright, who's like a higher up investigator in the police department, and she knows her because she interviewed her for her All Woman podcast. DC Albright says the police linked Nathan's case to an anonymous call about Walter and Aaron missing. A news article reports police found Walter dead in Josie's tub and Aaron alive but comatose, tied to a chair in a closet. Holy moly. Wednesday, July 24th, Nathan and Josie still missing. Alex tells the police about the bloody key under her mattress. So in the documentary, Caitlin says Nathan thought Alex was outside the hotel, and when he tried to leave, they struggled, causing her face to get scratched and the blood on the floor. She left her underwear and perfume to finish off the ruse, but it was never taken off until Nathan was out the door. The next day, Thursday, DC Albright informs Alex that Roxy Fair is at the station, the missing daughter. Roxy is skeptical about Walter abusing Josie and says Aaron is a famous gamer, erased, with Walter participating as Pops. So she denies Brooke's alleged relationship with Walter. Roxy tells Alex Brooke was her first girlfriend, and she suspects the key might be to the garage behind their flat. So in the documentary, neighbors in a Lake District says Josie was in the rental next to their vacation home, and she kept to herself in the cabin, and then they stopped seeing her one day, but her car was still there. Sunday, the 28th of July, Pat tells Alex that Josie was needy and manipulative, and that Josie met Walter through her. He was dating the mom. Pat denies grooming claims and believes there has to be some, like we said, there has to be some element of
That's
grooming.
what I mean. Like, I don't care how much it was that Josie was the bad guy in the story.
Or throwing herself on you. You are a grown-ass man. You turn that child away.
You're like, this is gross. I don't want anything to do with this. Like, it doesn't.
Josie pursued Walter. Alex concludes that Josie manipulated her from the start. And she's like, fuck, I think my husband's dead. In the documentary, Fred's new owners revealed that they were unaware of the police search. And Josie had reserved the cabin for 2 weeks but left early. So that night, Roxy says Aaron will wake soon. So Aaron, because she's comatose, she's telling Alex, like, I think she's going to wake up tonight. Alex realizes Josie's hints about life being easier without Nathan were signs of her plan. And DC Albright calls at 1 a.m. Alex meets police that were dredging the lake near Josie's cabin. On the way, Josie texts Alex claiming Nathan's death was an accident, saying she only meant to help Alex. So now, Monday, the 29th of July, Aaron wakes to Roxy and Pat. Police find Brooke Ripley's remains in the Fair garage. In the documentary, Brooke's mom learns of Roxy's relationship with her daughter. She had no idea. Aaron, now diagnosed with autism, recounts Josie's abusive control, Walter's support of her gaming, and plans to live with Roxy. Erin says Josie attacks Brooke, causing her death, and that she only told Walter just before he died. On the dinner party night, Josie fought with Walter. Erin saw him bloody on the floor and attacked Josie and was then tied up in the closet. So they have this whole story that Josie attacked Walter after the dinner. Erin saw her dad getting attacked by Josie, and so that's how she got hit in the back of the head. Erin hit her with her gaming controls and tried to get her off. But she's like emaciated and only eats baby food, so she's not a strong person. In the documentary, she says she eventually finishes the podcast, which went viral, and a year later, Caitlin contacts her. So now we're a year later, Wednesday, July 15th. Meeting Caitlin, Alix hears her apology. She thought Josie's plan was to help Alix, and on Nathan's funeral anniversary, Alix ends the podcast set to become a Netflix documentary, which we've been hearing throughout the book. Roxy and Erin have moved in together, and Josie remains missing, leaving no closure. We jump now to October 28th. DC Albright returns the stolen items, believing Josie will resurface when Erin's stolen money runs out, which Erin only had like 60 grand in her bank account. Yeah. So, I mean, which is enough for her for gaming, but not enough to sustain a human on the run.
Yeah.
2 months later, Josie writes to Alix claiming victimhood and warning her to protect her children.
And her message is like, I told you to tell my story. Let me tell you my story. And you're listening to everyone else. And now you've changed the story that I was telling you. And that's not my story.
Yeah, you've changed the narrative.
And then at the very end, she's like, keep close eye on your children, Alix.
Yeah.
They're precious. Watch them. Like, whoa. 16 months later, March 2022, on a bus during the pandemic, Josie overhears young women discussing the new documentary. The women are talking and they're like, did you believe the kid's story, like Roxy and Erin's story? They're like, no, not really. I think they're lying. Fumbling with the pendant that she has, which is Alix's, and recalls finding Roxy over Brooke's body, helping dispose of it with Walter and Erin. She remembers Roxy's words as she left home shortly after. If you tell anyone, I'll just say it was you. She remembers Walter's sudden death after she threatened to tell Alix, then being attacked by Erin. Josie reaffirms to herself that she has always tried to be a good mom.
Like she's alluding to the fact that she's like protecting her kids in all of this.
Well, and this shows a different side of the story than what the kids gave.
Yes.
Then the very last chapter is Erin. Erin is living with Roxy, and they just watched the whole documentary. Roxy is upset about it, and Erin's hungry. And she's like, oh, my mom would never let me miss a meal. She always had food for me. She is upset that she tells Roxy, she's like, I'm just so hungry. She's like, go get cereal. And she's like, I don't like the texture. I don't like hard things in my mouth. She's like, just eat the cereal. Erin knows the documentary was wrong and couldn't believe. She's like, I'm surprised nobody called us out on our line. And she's reflecting on how her mom always tried with Roxy, but it was just so difficult. Her whole family was scared of Roxy. So she finds Alix Summers' website and starts to reach out to her. And that is the very end of the book. It's her typing up an email message to Alix. So what the hell was real?
None of this is true.
None of it is true.
Wild.
It really was wild. It was
a roller coaster, this whole story.
It was a roller coaster of emotion. I still think Walter's a pedophile, but everything
that's what
else.
I mean. Like, there's nothing you can tell me
that is the
makes
one
me
thing
change
that
my
is
mind about Walter.
about this whole thing.
Let's get into our ratings. We rate our books on a 3-shot system. 1 shot, I'm not coming back for more. 2 shots, it's good enough for another, but not worth a hangover. And 3 shots, it got me up. I'm going to rate this book a solid 2 shots. I really enjoyed it, but this is one of the books that really confirmed I don't like endings that make me feel unresolved.
Yeah.
Right? And so this was a good book until I got to the end of it. And then I was like, I don't know what it's true. Like, I don't know what happened. I couldn't tell you what the results were. I think that it was good. I didn't love the ending and the uncertainty of it. And I do think there might have been some lulls in the story, but I don't feel leaning anyway. I just feel like it's a solid 2. You're welcome, Rachel.
Thank you. Because I will math the shit into a solid number. I am also giving it a solid 2.
Okay.
I was leaning a little bit more towards a 3, but I do agree there were some slower parts.
Yeah.
I felt like it lagged, and so it didn't have like a solid, like I was very excited about this story all the way through where I had to binge it. It wasn't like that, but it was a good story. I didn't mind the cliffhangery.
Yeah.
I don't know what this is at the end.
Yeah, you're into that.
I'm into it
you don't
sometimes.
mind it. Yeah.
Sometimes
I do
it
think
pisses me
that
off.
I will say, especially because I read this book not that long long ago.
Yeah.
And getting to come into this summary, I forgot a lot about it. And I think that also says a lot of
the book.
A book that's a 3 book that I'm like, yes, it's because I've devoured it and I can tell you front and back. And this one I definitely forgot about. So yeah. Anyways, I'm just confirming my 2.
Ditto. Solid 2. I think it was a good story. It was entertaining. It had some slow parts that I was like, okay, maybe I needed to rewind it because I was like, wait, did I miss something?
Yeah.
And I had to go back because I had toned it out. But overall, I thought it was good. I am still struggling with how I feel about not knowing what really is the truth in this story. I think knowing the truth might take away a little bit from the story, though.
Maybe.
Yeah.
So
Depends on what the truth is.
Yeah, exactly. I kind of like that because it's keeping me in the world of it, right? So solid 2. I would recommend it, I think.
I don't think I would recommend it over some of the other books we've read.
No, but
It's
if
not
somebody
one that I'd
was
be like, oh, don't read that.
Yeah, if somebody
Right,
was like,
yeah.
oh, I'm looking for a thriller, and I'm like, oh, you know one that's going to get you messed up?
Yeah, right?
Let me tell you about this one.
Cool. We're all solid 2s across the board.
Yeah.
Yay.
Okay, that's a wrap on this episode of Literature on the Rocks. We've navigated the messy, thrilling, and deceptive world of None of This Is True by Lisa Jewell. A story that will make you question who's telling the truth and whether you even want to know. That's true. Subscribe for new episodes every Wednesday and hit the prompts that are already live to share your hot takes before our book club discussion.
Yeah, and if you loved unraveling this tangled web with us, rate and review. It's the best way to help other bookish sleuths stumble onto the show.
To keep unraveling the lies, follow us on Instagram and TikTok at LitOnTheRocksPod and head to literatureontherocks.com because sometimes the story is hiding in the shadows.
Ooh. Until next time, may your mysteries be addictive, your trust be selective, and your cocktails always come with a hint of murderous charm. Blood smear jam optional, but highly recommended. Cheers.
Toodaloo.
Bye.